guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, press the like button. If you like them even more, subscribe please. To all my faithful subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 11:18 a.m.
Right, I haven't heard from my mum Jennifer this morning. She normally rings in the morning. I haven't heard from her. I went out with Max wearing my Donald Duck t-shirt and my shorts. So I went out like this by myself. Okay. The lady with the pug dogs was in a pair of leggings because I'd been talking to this guy by email and I said that I wear leggings. He said he didn't like leggings but you can still wear them. This Paul Silverman said that yes, you can wear your leggings. So the lady over there who's a bit larger than me was wearing a pair of almost see-through black leggings. So I went down the bottom of Common Creek Wharf, walking past that blue crane on the opposite side of it, across the river, and I just slowly took Max for a walk. There was a guy with glasses on his head, like my neighbour upstairs, walking with an orange bag, and he walked past me. Then I walked past the box that had the word fragile on it. Fragile. It's got the word AG. Put H on it, it's hag. So a guy like me, the neighbour upstairs, walks past me with a pair of glasses on his head with a bag. And then I walked past the fragile box. I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset. I've had a shitty week with no company. I haven't really gone anywhere. And it gets monotonous, it gets boring, it gets hot in the flat, but I do take Max out 3 times a day, so that's some consolation. Some people can't get out at all. I am expecting a Sainsbury's delivery this afternoon, so I'm not sat in my flat with any money. I've got money, I've got shopping coming, and I can look after myself. Even though certain people have said I can't, I'm here in my flat. I have been for the past 5 or 6 days completely by myself with no help at all. So when someone turns round to you and says that you're this and you're that, you can't look after yourself, well, isn't it neglect? Isn't that neglect? Isn't that neglecting somebody? Isn't that being cruel to someone? Saying you're this, you're that, the other, you can't look after yourself, and then just treating them like shit and leaving them? Isn't that neglect and cruelty? I'm not having it anymore. I don't want to associate myself with people that are taking the mickey, being cruel and nasty to me, because negativity, hurtful comments make you feel shit and horrible. And that's how they're making me angry and laughing and being silly, when making me angry by being cruel and nasty to me. And it's been going on for several years. And I've had enough of it, I've said. So I walked onto the field with Max, right? I couldn't really let him off the lead because there was an elderly couple walking around the field behind me, an old woman and an old man, a tall old man and a shorter woman walking around the field behind me. So I really couldn't let Max off the lead or do my star jumps, because so I just walked around the field just with Max on the lead, carrying my chocolate yuzu drink here, which I didn't drink because I didn't do my exercises. So I came back, walked round the back of the flats, and some woman started coughing. And then there was a black van with Lob, with a man with glasses on, and there's black van with L-O-B. Lob. So I walked at the back of the flats, walking past the black van with the word Lob on it. It's all done to make you cross and angry, the coughing is prompting. When one of my sons visited me several years ago, we went into Wilko together in Chatham. And my son noticed it. He said, "Mum, why every time you walk past somebody, does someone cough?" He noticed it every time I was walking past someone. June downstairs at Lansdale Court, she used to cough for hours at night underneath my bedroom. I knocked on my neighbour's door downstairs at Lansdowne Court twice. Once because she had her radio on so loud that I could hear every word of the radio and the music, every word and every sentence in my flat. I went downstairs and I said, I can hear loud music. She turned it off. So I'd gone downstairs and she turned it off. And there she was in her pyjamas. My neighbour was there in her pyjamas. And I said, I could, it's a bit loud. She went, "It's not me, it must be someone else." So I went back upstairs and she actually turned the radio back on full volume. Really, really loud it was. And I went back downstairs and it was coming from her flat. So she lied to me as well. On one occasion, I was coming back from my parents. It was about 7 in the evening. This was at Lansdowne Court in a taxi. I hadn't had a very pleasant experience around my parents. I think I'd been sworn at or shouted at. I got out of the taxi, came into the flats, and the lady downstairs was playing music like a kid. She was about 75. And she had the Eagles Hotel California playing, and I could hear it coming up the stairs. The whole lyrics, talking about the beast in the lyrics of Hotel California. They talk about the beast. They couldn't, as I was coming up the stairs, the words were going, "They couldn't kill the beast." So I came upstairs with all my heavy bags. I was out of breath, I was tired, I just wanted to sit down and rest. And she started talking to herself like my mother at full volume, the lady downstairs. Because that's what my mother used to do when I first came down. She was talking to herself in the kitchen, talking about me and my dad, talking about us, which is provoking behaviour. So she was saying things about me and my father in the kitchen while I was sat in the living room listening to it. So I gets into my flat after this woman's been playing Hotel California and they couldn't kill the beast. And it's winding me up. So I go downstairs. I didn't attack her. I banged on the door. It was so loud. It was vibrating the walls and the bloody ceiling. Right? And my dad said, "You've got to be more understanding. She could be deaf." But it's everywhere I live. I get nuisance. So did my sister. My sister moved 6 times because people were being nasty and horrible to her. They moved 6 times. They were throwing rubbish into their garden. My dad told me what happened to me was to happen to my sister. He told me. He said they did it to Amanda as well. Why? Because Amanda tried to, apparently Amanda tried to get help from for my mother. Amanda went to get help. When my father was attacking my mother, Amanda went to get help. Right, my sister did. And then all my sister did was get bullied by other people. like I'm getting. Amanda tried to report it to the police or the authorities, and she got attacked and abused as well, outside. She got threatened and abused. They had to move 6 times, and all she did was try and report my dad for harming my mother. The same thing. What I can't understand now is my dad is supposed to be dead, and the bullying and the harassment is still going on, and my father's dead. All I've noticed this morning was that my neighbour upstairs went out just after 11 o'clock, 11 in the morning. My mum has not rung me this morning at all. He went out at 11, and I expect he's going to bring his kids back for the weekend. He's going to bring his kids back, wherever they've been. And if someone is living in a 1-bedroom flat with 4 boys on and off, shouldn't he be having a flat with at least 2 bedrooms? Because if he's living in a 1-bedroom flat with 3 or 4 kids, right, where are they all sleeping? I mean, part of the reason I complained was trying to get help. If he's in a 1-bedroom flat with 3 or 4 kids, then he needs to move. He needs to be moved somewhere else. One of them has got a health condition. One of the children, they're all disabled. They've got, they're autistic. That's why they swear and behave badly. And the one is disabled, so he doesn't need another kid pushing him about and knocking him about when he's got a disability, does he? All I did was try to help. I tried to help. I wanted them to get, other people do notice it. He needs help and he needs to move somewhere else. I mean, how he copes with 4 kids by himself, and you can hear them swearing at him and pushing him about, I don't know. And other people have noticed it and heard it as well. It's not just me. And if one of the children has got care workers, why haven't the care workers moved him out of there if he's living in a 1-bedroom flat? Why haven't they moved him out of there if he's got care workers? I just felt sorry for the bloke. When I found out what he was going through, I felt sorry for him and I tried to help him, but I mean, he may well be a very nice bloke and he might have his pride, but I mean, you need to move, he needs to move out of here. It's not a place for 4 disabled kids to live in. Right? Me, I live in a 1-bedroom flat by myself with a dog. It's very big for one person. I'm quite happy with it. I'm quite happy living in a 1-bedroom flat by myself. I haven't got a partner, I haven't got a boyfriend, I'm completely single and I live with a dog. Perhaps if I did have a distraction, perhaps if I did have a boyfriend or someone to go out with, I wouldn't notice all the noise in the first place. But when you live alone and you're sat here all day long and it sounds like a thunderclap is coming through your ceiling, a load of noise and screaming and swearing, then you notice it. But if I had somewhere to go, someone to talk to, I wouldn't notice it, would I? But every time I try to make friends, talk to somebody, it doesn't work out, does it? I end up stuck in this flat, listening to all the noise. I've tried joining clubs. I mean, in 2015, I went on a course at Mid Kent College, and the same thing. I had a man touch my leg. One of the guys started rubbing my leg, which is sexual harassment. They opened cans. It said, "Don't drink food or drink on this premises." When I had no money to buy lunch, they was all stuffing their faces with food and opening cans of cola, and it says, "Don't drink any or eat food in the premises." So they all used to drink and eat in front of me. So it goes on in workplaces, the bullying. When I joined clubs, when I went to the library, I was bullied. No one would sit next to me because I smelt, apparently. And now I have a shower almost every day and they're still at it. It's a load of bollocks. See you later.